You're listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. You may not think that underwear is a complicated subject, but in this installment, we invite you to journey to the center of your lingerie drawer. Or, if it's not lingerie, welcome to our jockey shorts. I promised on the last podcast to tell you about underwear. And this is the second time that going to a hospital has made me examine what I believe about underwear.
They weren't ripped, were they?
Well, I think they had a little hole somewhere in them, and they were really ugly. And the last time I was taken to a hospital in an emergency situation, it was decades ago, and Larry Lujack, who was the famous morning show host of the station where I worked, asked me when he called to see how I was doing if I was wearing clean underwear. And I said, yes, I was, but it was the laundry day underwear. And every woman knew what laundry day underwear was, right? It's like the bottom of the drawer. It's not anything you would wear on a date. And then most women, when they're younger and they have a cycle, there are some underwear that don't look so great that you save for that time of the month. But as you get older, you
don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry. But I'm thinking, gosh, I'm wearing this really disreputable looking underwear. And why is it even in my drawer? Like, what is it? What kind of strange cheapness has not just tossed out any underwear that is not perfect? Why do I mean?
What would be more embarrassing for you, though? Like old underwear or like lacy lingerie? Like crotchless panties and all that kind of stuff that people tend to wear on airplanes nowadays.
Okay. Well, so now we're down to it. There is a middle of the road underwear. There's kind of the Swiss neutral underwear. There's the date night underwear. And there's the that time of the month underwear. And then there's, if I have to go to the emergency room in the middle of the day, would I be embarrassed to be wearing it underwear? And I think that what is in order here is a complete inventory of my drawers to make sure that I only have two kinds of underwear now. Date night underwear and would I mind going to the emergency room in this underwear? And the only thing that I could say is if I have an emergency on date night, maybe as you're calling 911, change my underwear.
What's a date night?
That
was for my husband.
That was
a date night.
I thought that was for your daughter, so she wouldn't be embarrassed by our conversation.
For all of them.
Yeah.
What's a date night? I don't know.
I could describe it in detail, but again, I would distress your daughter.
Who's 41, by the way?
Yeah, who's kind of what the heck, Ma? You're all of a sudden a prude?
I guess only when it comes to her parents.
Yeah, well, everybody's a prude when it comes to their parents.
True.
Yes.
Okay, here's my underwear story.
Yes, the underwear story, please.
My recurring dream is that I find in my bedroom a hidden drawer. And inside this drawer is 10 pairs of white underpants, like just underpants. And that's the whole dream.
What size? Wait, what size? Are they large? Are they tiny little lacy things?
They're probably just like medium, which is what I wear. And they're not fancy. They're just like Hanes or something.
Cotton?
They're not like boy shorts.
Lace? Silk?
No lace. No, just underpants. Like the equivalent of a men's tidy whitey, but for a woman without a fly.
I think we need therapy for this. I mean, what could this dream possibly mean?
And why does it keep coming back?
And
what does it have to do with smoking?
And let's also talk about men's underwear, shall we? Let's talk about men's underwear. I'm the only one apparently in the household who buys underwear. My husband wears underwear, but he doesn't seem to ever buy underwear. Somehow, the act of getting married instantly deputized me as the chief underwear buyer for every gender in the household. And then when I had two young adults and one husband living at home, I also got the job of sorting out the underwear, and I had no idea whose underwear was whose. And if I left it in the pile, they just left it sitting there, and they would just come into the TV room, which is where I sort underwear, and they would just pluck out one pair.
Frankie
Like there's an
has a
underwear
whole
tree and
big
they're like
drawer.
picking an apple off an underwear. I'll just take this. This one looks good. I'll take this one today.
Do
And
they all wear the same size?
well, no. So
That's
I could sort out one person's underwear who wore a smaller size. But now it's just my lot in life, for example, to be that. And weirdly, there's a sisterhood of us. We go to Costco and we stand there looking at underwear. We go to TJ Maxx, and men, when they see you looking at men's underwear, I don't know what they think. I would like to know, what do men think of the women buying men's underwear?
they know that they're married. And my husband, I don't think has ever bought himself a pair of underwear. I know that up until we met, his mom would still send it to him every Christmas. He also never threw away a pair of underwear.
Oh, same here. Same.
So one day I went, okay, enough of this, because I do the laundry. So I know the ins and outs, so to speak, of all of his underwear. So I went through, and everything that had a waist,
Yes.
that the elastic was no good anymore.
Yep.
Garbage.
Yep.
Garbage. When I got done, he had 3 pair of underwear. So I ordered 10 pair more from Amazon.
You better hope it got there fast.
Well, we do have a washer, but yes, it does. It did. He had 3
Lucky.
pair, and it came in 2 days.
Lucky for you.
But he's really picky too. You know, like I got him these really cool, like 1 pair of Grateful Dead underwear
here it
because he's a
comes.
deadhead.
Yeah.
But he didn't like the material. And then I got, because it wasn't just underwear material. It was like fancy Hugh Hefner material or something.
Well, you got him like velour underwear or something?
And it's shiny.
Oy,
It's not velour.
disgusting.
It's probably made by a small child in some
Pakistani
obscure
underwear
country.
factory.
Yes. But
Stephen
yes, now-
India's relative is making your husband's underwear.
Yeah.
It can't
Well,
all
now
be
he has-
Stephen India. Some of them have to make underwear.
Stephen India's kid.
Ugh.
But now he's got all. Let's see, we need a sponsor. So let's say they're all Hanes,
That would be a
and
good
he wears
sponsor for
boxer
us.
briefs,
That'd be a good
and
that would be a good
all
sponsor
different
for us.
colors.
Yeah, that would be good.
And so he has 13 pairs of underwear, which gives him 13 days before I have to do laundry.
Well, I'm glad you keep count, because we have like an underwear Cuisinart. For a while there, this is so weird. We could not figure out what it was. For a while there, our washing machine was cutting up the clothes. We don't know why. It wasn't the dryer, because I was doing troubleshooting, so I thought, well, I'll just line dry for a while. It was the washing machine. There was some like gremlin in there with a razor blade. And then it stopped. So I don't know. But the underwear thing, it's weird. It's worse than the T-shirt thing. Because the T-shirt thing, every time you say, this T-shirt is no good, it needs to go, it's full of holes, he'll say, well, that's a painting T-shirt for painting and chores. And I'll say, well, do you paint 7 days a week? Like, how many of these do you need? And then the underwear thing, I'm going to be crude here, so Molly, cover your ears. He could have a hole in the crotch of his jockey shorts big enough for his nether parts to fall out of, and he would still say that it's fine, and he can get some use out of it, and I shouldn't throw it out. So I don't ask anymore. I just go through like the underwear fairy and just get rid of whatever I don't. Whatever.
Okay, I'll admit right now,
Yeah.
I'm wearing Calvin Klein's. And it's the only time I ever went and bought designer underwear, and it was because we were going vacation somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And I was feeling fancy.
Yeah.
This was years ago, though, and they have a giant hole in the side, but I can't throw them out because they're Calvin Klein.
Well, I'll tell you what'll get you to throw them out. You want to know how
my
you...
Netherlands?
If
fall
no,
out.
if your nether parts fall out, or if you are ever admitted to an emergency room. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Assuming you've come this far because you enjoy the podcast, may we recommend my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. It's available at your neighborhood bookstore or on Amazon. And if you're feeling especially generous, please leave the podcast a good review. Thanks.